Alright guys, yeah, welcome to my next tutorial. In this tutorial we shall be starting a new series on Python programming language. Essentially we'll be focusing on some important background in Python programming that will assist us in understanding the TensorFlow and PyTorch uh, libraries that are used in machine learning, deep learning, data science. I often find it difficult to understand some of the codes that are written to implement some important algorithm in machine learning, basically because of the fact that they are relying on the Python programming paradigm and some syntax and understanding. So in order to help people like myself, and that's why I'm creating this tutorial list. So it won't really form the pattern of the taking Python basics as it were. I will just from experience identify some important concept that I believe is a must to be able to understand TensorFlow and PyTorch, which we will soon be looking at. And if you need resources and some basics, there are a lot of tons of resources on the internet on these basics. So today we shall be looking at classes in Python. Classes is applicable to any programming language. It's a object-oriented programming way of understanding the world, and is one of the most effective ways of writing software programs. In object-oriented programming paradigm, you write classes, and from the class you create object. So the point now is, how do you imagine, how do you know a class? Because you need to you write class. How do you know what is a class? So you know what is a class essentially by looking at the problem in question and trying to look at things that you can group together, and they share similar information. So in classes you specify the kind of information that are shared across each individual object. So a class is like the abstract representation of those individual objects. As we see examples, you will understand it better. So what do you do? For instance, if you want to create a class called dog, what you do is, you know that there are different breeds of dogs, and each dog differ from one dog from another by a number of attributes, either by the color or by the weight or by the size. So from this intuition you were able to know that, okay, it's worth it to have a class called dog, and from the class called dog you can now begin to create each instance of the different breeds of dog, or each uh, particular dog. So to create a class called dog in Python, you use the keyword class. You must have that keyword class in. So then the name of that particular class you want to create. So this can be anything. Then it is essential that you have this init method. The init method is a must method in your class. It helps in initializing your class when you need to create object from your class. So in this case, we are given the class, every object that is created from this class dog, two attributes. It must have a name and it must have an age. The self keyword is a must keyword that must be included as the first parameter in defining every method in your class. The def is a keyword that shows that the variable after it is a method. So here, and you have this, you end it with colon, that is a convection. So here you take the name and assign it to an attribute called name. That's what this set.name is doing. So this name is this. You are now putting it in a name variable which you have used self to identify. The same thing is happening here. So again, you are now creating again another method called sit. Here is not taking anything, and you must just have self there. The same thing, rollover. It's not taking anything, but you must have the first parameter as self, and you can do anything that you want inside. So in this case, you are using the self keyword to be able to call whatever name was passed to this at instantiation. So that is just the basic idea in the creating of class in Python. So let's see an example in code. So here you have this class dog like we have done before, and you can just run that and you see that run. So this class dog now exists in memory. Then the next thing is for us to be able to now make an instance from that class. Making an instance of that class means we actually create a particular object from the class. So let's say my own dog, your dog, somebody else's dog. We can have as many objects with different specific attributes from a particular class. So how do we do that? We call the name of the class dog, which we have already created. This is our dog, the class name. Then we pass in the parameters that are required for the init. So it requires a name and it requires an age, and we assign that particular object to a variable that we can reference. And so we can now print anything that we want to. So the f string is saying that anytime we have the curly braces there, and this is not part of the other string. It's just a format to say this is a placeholder which will be executed to be able to replace whatever the execution. So it's delaying the execution to be able to replace whatever this evaluate to in this string. The same thing here. Okay, so you can see that we are using the variable that we have created, my dog.dog, to be able to access the name that has been created in the class, like we see here, this one. So we are accessing this. That's what's happening. So let's see it. An example we have. So here we are creating my dog, and By the time we do that, what do we have? So we have my dog's name is, so we're using this my dog to be able to access back this Willie. We're using this my dog here to be able to access back this age. What this is saying is, at the point when my dog is created, we already have Willie attached to name and 6 attached to age. Let's see it again. Let's say we're creating my dog 2 and we call it Buddy, and we say the age is 10. Now by the time we run this, in memory, name has already been given as Paddy and the age has been given as 10. But for us to be able to see it, then we need to use this my dog 2. We need this reference, which is a reference. So in this is a reference. This is Python way of representing this instance. So we need this reference to be able to access the available attributes in the class. This is name, this is age. So we can now say my dog 2 dot name, and if we do that, it will return to us the name Paddy. And if we do my dog 2 dot age, it will return to us the value 6. But if we say my dog 2 dot weight, since weight is not defined in the class here, then it gives us an error because it is not there. Thank you very much for listening. Do let us know how you are learning, and do give us a like if you have benefited from this. Thank you.